Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Jason with Wolf Overland, and I want to introduce you guys to the new engine turbo brake feature that they are now writing into the tunes. Green Diesel Engineering has this, and so does EOC/MR Tuning. If you go directly to MR Tuning, they have it. I'm sure if you email EOC and ask for it, they can add it on for a fee as well. But this is something that you should have, especially if you're towing or a heavy overland build, because it makes all the difference in the world when going down hills.
Good morning, guys. Welcome back. My name's Jason with Wolf Overland. This trip we are testing the new tune by Green Diesel Engineering. I have their transmission tune and their afterlife tune with the turbo brake, exhaust brake upgrade, which I played around with a little bit before, and it's really cool and a really cool feature. This is going to have its own separate 3-part series with this, so like and subscribe. I know a lot of you guys have been asking me about the Green Diesel tune, and we're going to do a Green Diesel tune video, install, and then review. And then EOC is actually sending me their new tune that includes the diesel exhaust brake, and it's going to be the multi-map tune as well with their up-to-date software that they have, so we can get an apples-to-apples comparison. That is on its way right now from Canada back down here. I had to send them my PCM with their tune that they already had on it. For you guys who are new or don't know, I've been running their tow tune from EOC for a little over a year now. We've been out to Colorado twice with it, and it's a great tune. My only issues I have, and I don't know if it's with the tune or with just a heavy build out like this Gladiator has, is the tall mountain passes. The EGT, the exhaust temperatures just get high and it can derate. I didn't have any problems with derate the last 2 times out there, but it's something that is elevated, so this comparison video is going to be really cool. So like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, so when these videos come out with the comparison with the EOC versus Green Diesel, you get notification of that. Should be a lot of good information on that. So far I'm really liking it, so just heads up with that. So ideally I would like to go out west this year. With the current prices of diesel, I'm pushing it back into the fall again, but that'll be the real test of the tune. But we are going through Asheville today, and that long climb up 26 up to Asheville, it normally acts up either the overheating or the high EGTs. So it'll be a good test going up that long climb. I mean, it's what, 1,200 feet of elevation change. It's not much compared to out west, but I mean, we're in South Carolina, so this is all you're gonna get really. So this would also be a really good test of the diesel exhaust brake going down those mountain passes as well. How that diesel exhaust brake works is that over 2,500 RPMs, if you're off the throttle, off the gas, it closes the vanes in the turbo, so it actually creates more back pressure coming through the engine, and will slow you down a lot quicker so you're not overrunning. It'll help with braking, it will help staying in control of the vehicle. So it's a really good feature. I'll probably put on the Google glasses to show you that when it's happening, as well as the hill climbs, so you guys can kind of see the EGT gauge, the temperature gauges and all that as well as I do it. So stay tuned. Alright, we got a pretty good 7% grade down, and watch the VG, watch the turbo there on the downshift. Watch that VGT open up now. Oh my god, it is pulling me back.
Alright, so that far right number I'm pointing to, that is the VGT percentage. So the vanes in the turbo, that's the percentage of it closing. So 100% technically would be closed, while getting down to 0% will be fully open. So when it's closing down to the 90% on up, that's closing the vanes in the turbo, creating more back pressure in the engine. At least that's my understanding of it. I'm sure there's more to it on the tuning side as far as adjusting the timing and stuff like that. That is nice. I mean, it's nice when you need it. I think it's definitely worth the feature to have. This is not a long grade like anything out west, but anytime that RPM is over 2,500, that's a really nice feature to have, especially when you got a bunch of weight or you're towing. So there it is, automatically right at 2,500. There it was, just applying the brake to slow me down that hill, and Ray was on my butt. So it's definitely working like it should.
In 4.9 miles, stay to the right to North Carolina 28 north.
So one thing to understand with this tune is that my Gladiator is set up for a heavy Overland build. Now, if you have a regular Gladiator or Wrangler diesel and you don't have a heavy loadout, you're more of a rock crawler, mall crawler, daily driver type deal, this may not apply to you. This is just aimed specifically for heavy Overlander type loadout. I'm on skinny 38 tires. I'm almost 8,000 pounds in weight. I'm re-geared 4, 5, 6 gears with so with those three things right there, and nothing's really changed on the Jeep. Still the same weight, tires, and everything that we had with the EO. Well, we're gonna retest it. Nothing's really changed on the Jeep, so I'm pretty familiar with the same weight, same tire size, same loadout, same driving area, habits. So when it comes down to that stuff, it's pretty much all the same across the board when we're going to start comparing the EOC versus green diesel. But again, if you have a daily driver car, you're probably going to get way better fuel mileage than what I get, or maybe your priorities isn't EGTs and fuel mileage and reliability. Maybe you want to roll coal, or maybe you want that faster acceleration and stuff like that. To each their own, I guess. And that's what's so great about the Jeeps, is that there's build out, layout, customization for all the types of things that people do with Jeeps. I just wanted to be clear that this is specifically for long distance, fuel economy, reliability, low EGTs, and a heavy loadout. That was a successful climb of I-26 up to Asheville. Everything went great. I mean, normally if I leave it on the cruise control, she will derate and go into limp mode, and every single time it's pretty much a given. So we did have success with that. For me to fully trust this, I would need to take this out west and do like Loveland Pass, or the climb up to the Eisenhower tunnels up in Colorado on I-70. That's the only real true test of something like this. But as far as for what I use it for, and this is kind of the only place where I had issues with that, is this climb up to Asheville. It passed. So for what I need it for now at least, it was good. I didn't have to downshift and manually change that. Again, there was a little issue, not really issue. I could manually take it out of, I could have taken it off cruise control or manually downshifted and it would have been fine. But ideally, the perfect transmission tune would have just downshifted to 6th gear and kind of held it until it leveled back off. So I will give that feedback to Green Diesel. That's something that they could probably easily correct and reflash without me sending out the PCM. You'd use the little PG4 tester thing, and they would reflash it, through a file. So I'm happy with that. All this traffic and construction outside of Asheville. I'm so glad I got the TerraFlex big brake kit. You press the brake pedal and it's so confidence inspiring that the Jeep's going to stop on a dime. Especially if you see a bunch of brake lights really quick and you got to brake hard, it stops. Like, it stops way nicer than what it did before.
Well, that pretty much sums up the diesel turbo brake on the new tunes. If you would, like, comment, subscribe. If you got a question, leave it down below. I'm normally pretty good at answering these questions pretty quickly. And let Green Diesel Engineering know that Wolf Overland sent you. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one.